Hey everyone, Geo17 here, and I'm going to bring you an in-depth guide to King's Empire, which is an iOS game. I'll give a brief introduction of the game, then I'll go over some tips and strategies that'll help you be successful when you play this game. Alright, now first, let's go over the user interface. Now, over here at the top, you have your resources that you generate within the game. You have your wood, iron, stone, food, and gold. Gold is extremely important, but I'll get into a little bit more about that later on in the video. Then underneath your resource bar, you have your city name and the total gems that you have. Gems are also pretty important. I'll get into a little bit more about that as well later on. Then underneath that, here at the bottom, you have your quests, mail, store, items, friends, rank, and settings. Then when you tap on the little city icon here, you get the option for region and world views. Then above that, you have the little chat bubble icon where you can communicate with other players that are currently playing the game. So let's go over the buildings that you can construct within your city and what each of them do. So here you have your castle. It increases your building speed, which means it reduces the amount of time it takes to build or upgrade a building. Then underneath that you have your rank, your title, your current experience, and how much experience you will need in order to advance to the next level. Then underneath that you have the capital that you are in proximity of, your city count, which as of right now it is 4, the maximum of 4 cities you can create. Then your city name, which you can change at any time. Then over here you have your church, where you can get blessings, which either boost resource production, give you benefits for when you farm or attack players. Then in the next tab over, you have your heal soldiers. This is where you go to heal your soldiers. You have a certain number of which that can be healed after each attack on a player or NPC camp. Then over here you have your living quarters. Their living quarters produces workers. It gives you an overview when you tap on it of how many workers you have in each production facility and how many free workers you have in total. Having free workers is what generates your gold. Having a lot of free workers increases the amount of gold you will generate each hour. In order to see how much resources and gold you are getting each hour, you tap on the resource bar and it will give you an overview. Now in this overview you get how much wood you're getting, how much iron, stone, and food you're getting, and how much gold you're getting. It also gives you how many workers you have dispatched to each resource production facility. Then over here at the top you have your military and events tabs. The events tabs gives you a list of what buildings that are currently being upgraded, any research that is being done, or how many any troops that are currently being trained. Then next we have the warehouse. The warehouse is what stores all your resources. Leveling up your warehouse increases your storage capacity of how much resources you can get. Once that capacity is reached, you cannot gain any more resources. Over here you have your market where you can buy and sell resources. You can buy wood, stone, iron, and food. Then you could sell your resources as well. Personally, what I like to do when I sell resources, usually the most popular resources that are sold and bought are iron and food. What I like to do whenever I have a full warehouse and I want to get rid of some resources, I sell for the maximum amount, which is whatever current level your market is. Then for the unit price, you do not want to sell at 1.0 or any higher than that because nobody will ever buy it. So in order to get people to buy your resources, I like to keep my resource price to 3.5. And as you can see here, I'll get a total of 787,500 gold, or however much you will get, depending on how much resources you could sell. Now on the My Goods tab, you have the current level of your market, you have how much resources you could sell, and also it is the same amount of resources that you could transport to each of your cities. Then underneath that, you have all the goods that you have available for sale. Then next you have your Barracks and Magic Sanctum. Your Barracks is what trains your troops. Then your Magic Sanctum is what trains your mages, such as Battle Mages, Arcane Mages, and your Holy Clergy. Then next you have the Academy, where you research upgrades, upgrades for either boost your resource production, your cities, how much resources you can have protected from attack. That means it can't be taken. Your wall defenses, and of course you have your healing and infantry attack and defense bonuses. Then you have your embassy, where you can create and join an alliance. It is recommended that you do that early on. Then over here you have your wishing well. After you log in continuously for 30 days, you will be granted the ability to have 5 wishing well attempts. So it is encouraged that you log in continuously in order to take advantage of those benefits. Then next you'll have your wall. I'll talk about that later on. Then you have your resource production facilities like your iron, quarry, farm, and lumber mill. Now, let's talk about farming here. Farming is extremely important. It is very important that you start farming early on. Now, the ideal troop for training resources, for farming for resources, I should say, is the swordsman. Now, the swordsman is a very cheap unit. They are easy to replace. So it is ideal to farm with swordsmen only. Do not mix your troops. That is a very common mistake that newbies like to use or to make when they first start playing the game. So do not mix your troops. Now, farming, when you farm, you will want to farming is incredibly important for a number of reasons. For one, you get resources, which enables you to fill up your warehouse faster, which then enables you to train troops and upgrade your buildings. And farming also gives you items that you could use, such as supply carts or gems. And occasionally you'll get divide resources and war orders. Then, once you get at least 30k swordsmen, then that's when you could start hitting level 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 NPC camps. I'll show you what they look like now. Here are your NPC camps that you can attack. These give you resources and items, and occasionally you'll get gems from them as well. Now, once you get 30k swordsmen, that is when you will want to start hitting level 11 NPC camps. Now, the reason for this is because you need at least 30k swordsmen to successfully hit a level 11 camp with minimal losses. Then, once you get at least 25k Royal Knights, which you get when you upgrade your barracks to level 30, once you get at least 25k Royal Knights, you will want to start farming with Royal Knights only, nothing else. The reason for which is because Royal Knights travel extremely quick, and they have a high attack rate, which means that you will take less losses and it will deal more damage to the NPC camps. Now, it is very important that when you attack an NPC camp that you get poisons. Poisons can be purchased from a capital, and you go to the capital from the world map view. Now, you can only buy items from a capital that you are in proximity of. As you can see, my glowing green icon there shows that I am near the Canaan capital. Or if you're in an alliance that is in possession of a capital, it is recommended that you go to the capital that your alliance controls, and you can buy the items from there. Buying the items from your alliance's capital gives you a discount, which means you will not need gold in order to buy the items as well as the resources. Now, once you tap on a capital, you will see these icons over here. You have the Senate, where you go to declare on a capital. After the declaration period is ended, you will get a battle period, where then attacking and defending troops are sent by the alliance that owns it and the alliance that wants to have it. Then you have your Museum of History here, where it shows all the history of every alliance that has ever bid on that capital, and it shows who won and who lost. Then next you will have your craftsman. This is where you go to buy the items. Now you have here your flavor of bacon, your weak poison, and your March backpack. The weak poison is what reduces the amount of troops that are in NPC camps. It is recommended that you either get level 2 or level 3 poisons or items in general. Do not even bother getting any of the level 1 stuff. So you purchase them by tapping on their icon. You put in the amount you want to purchase, then you hit mix, and then you close it out. Then, once you go to the NPC camp that you wish to attack, you hit the attack icon, you send your farming troops, which would be the Royal Knights if you're attacking a level 11. Then you scroll down to the bottom and you make sure you add your craftsman item to the little slot. Once that is done, you could send your attack. Now, here's a little farming tip that I like to use. If you have any war orders, or if you don't have any, you can buy them using the gems. You use war orders, which enables you to send out 4 armies, which is good for farming 4 NPC camps simultaneously. Then, once you do that, make sure you have the Spoils of War blessing active, which increases the amount of resources you gain from when you hit an NPC camp. Then, once your troops have hit their NPC targets, you will want to use the emergency withdrawal blessing, which sends any troops home immediately. It returns them to your city immediately after they've attacked. Then, now here's another strategy. Here's a military strategy that I would recommend for you guys. Now, when attacking a enemy player, what you would want to use before you even launch the attack is the Guardian Angel blessing. What Guardian Angel does is it restores the amount of troops that were lost, which is extremely helpful, and it is highly recommended that you make sure that blessing is active before sending out an attack. Another strategy is that you should never attack a high-level player in a 1 vs 1 scenario. The reason for which is because you will take heavy losses and your healing cost will be extremely expensive. I myself hit a high-level opponent. My healing cost was over 900 million in gold. Thankfully, if you're in an alliance, your alliance will donate gold to you in order to cover your healing costs. So it is important to save up your gold and to donate gold so that way your alliance has gold to give back to you should you need it to heal your troops. Then, so now, as I was saying before, the strategy that you would want to use when attacking a high-level player is that you will want to coordinate with your fellow alliance members to gang up on a particular player. Now, in order to attack another player, well, usually when your alliance is at war with another alliance, the players are often far away. So in order to close the distance, so that way it is cheaper to attack another player, so that way you don't use up as much food, you will want to tap an empty space anywhere near that player's location, and you'll want to select Move City. It requires 100 gems to teleport your city to that location, and 100 gems to teleport away from that location. So what you will want to do during wartime is you want to coordinate with your alliance members and teleport near your opponent's city and attack, well, take turns attacking that player. Do not engage in a 1 versus 1 unless you know that player is weaker than you. Now, scouts are important for preventing enemies from gathering intelligence on your city and on your armies and defenses. So you will need lots of them as well to scout other opponents' cities. What I usually like to do and what usually gets the job done a lot quicker is that you send one swordsman to attack an enemy player's city. That will give you the details on all their troops and defenses without sending any scouts. Now let's get to that discussion about gold. Gold is extremely important. You need millions and millions of gold in order to heal troops and to research upgrades at the academy. Healing costs are extremely expensive, so it is important to save up your gold and to donate your gold. Now, when you, let's see, how should I put this? Yeah, in order to generate enough gold, you need a lot of free workers available in your city. What you could also do is you could sell any resources that you have for maximum amounts at 3.5 like I showed you before, and that will also give you gold. And if you have other cities, which you could select from tapping on your city name, you have all your cities listed as well as their coordinates, which I have mine hidden, of course. You can either enter those cities, dispatch or transport troops or resources to those cities. Now, it is important that when you create another city to just focus on gold generation. You do not need to focus on your other cities until you have everything maxed out in your current city. Now, once you have enough gold, well, once you have, first you should focus on generating gold in your other cities. Nothing else should matter in your other cities. Just use them to produce gold. Now, in order to create another city, you will need a level 10 castle to create a second city, a level 20 castle to create a second city, and third city, and a level 30 castle to create a fourth city. Now, the current level cap on all buildings as of a recent update is level 40. You can upgrade all your buildings to level 40. Now, here's a defense strategy that I would recommend that you use. Now, tapping on your wall gives you the option to put in wall defenses. And as you can see here, you have the green bar here shows your wall's health. Now, that number may seem like a lot, but it actually isn't. Trust me, it is not. Then, once you upgrade your wall to level 30, you will want to have all level 10 binding protection in all of your wall slots. Nothing else. The reason for having level 10 bindings in all of your slots is because it increases your troops' defense bonus by 100%, meaning that you will lose less troops than the person who will be attacking your city. Now, it is important that if you get a notification that your city is going to be attacked, let that player attack you once. After that player has attacked you, if you have a peace protection, bubble up, as they say, and repair your wall and your wall defenses. Your wall can only withstand one attack. After that one attack, your wall defenses will be downgraded much quicker. Now, obviously, when you first build your wall will not have any health, so in order to generate health for your wall, you'll need to hit the repair/resume or repair/resume button. And as I said, when attacking another player, you will want to make sure you have the Guardian Angel blessing active. So that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Oh, before I go, I forgot to mention about this, almost forgot. In order to get a lot of gems, you could either get gems from attacking NPC camps, the wishing well, or you could go to the store here. You see here you have the option to get free gems. You hit get, and then you sign up for Tapjoy, which gives you 10 gems, and it has a number of offers available for King's Empire, where you just download apps that they have listed, and you will get gems according to what apps you download. All you have to do is just download and run those apps, and then after that you can just delete them and you'll still get your gems. It is a very easy way to get a lot of gems. It is very important that you donate gems as well as save them. You will need them for war to teleport around. I would suggest to keep at least 200 gems minimal in your city in case of an emergency, if you should need to purchase something or teleport away. So yeah, that about wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you thought this video was helpful, then please give it a like, rate, and subscribe. Well, leave a comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you have any more suggestions or strategies that you would like to suggest, then leave them in the comment section below. If you would like to meet me or play with me on King's Empire, my invite code will be in the description below. Simply input that when you first download the game and create a profile. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please do not forget to subscribe. It helps out a lot. Thank you so much, and enjoy playing King's Empire.